Hello, my name's Phil Hart. I teach agriculture at Plumpton College, and in these little video clips we're going to show you how to shear a sheep and take the wool off a sheep's back and roll it up and present it like so, ready for sale. Right, what we're going to do here today is just going to crutch out this sheep, which is taking the soiled wool off the back end of the sheep. Anytime from April onwards really, we're into the fly strike season in the UK, so the flies will lay eggs on any soiled wool on the back end of a sheep. They'll hatch into maggots, which then will kill the sheep if it goes undetected and we don't treat it. So it's best to take that wool off. So we've tipped the sheep upside down, and we're now with the handpiece and the electric clippers just trimming off the wool in between its back legs. And now we're going to start on the top of the sheep. If it's hard to get in, then we can then just use our left hand, open up the wool and get down onto the skin of the sheep there, and then run along underneath everything and just take the wool off. The left hand's leaning down into the leg to tighten the skin, and there we're just working our way down towards the tail. It's very detailed work, you have to be careful around the tail there, and then just getting down the top of the tail and then over the other side. It's a good idea to do this before lambing time as well. Makes the job more hygienic, especially if you trim off some of the wool around the udder as well. Allows the lamb to get the colostrum easier. So that's the sheep crutched out. If we let this stand up and have a look, you can see that it's nice and nicely trimmed out there, nice and clean. So what we're going to do is just turn this sheep over now and get her back into the shearing position so that we can then get her in the right position to start. It's very important. We need the teats of the sheep in line with the drop tube, okay, so that we're coming across from the drop tube across there. And then we're starting the machine with the left hand, and we're starting at the top of the brisket, going down the belly into the bald patch, down beside the top of the leg of the sheep, straight down the belly towards the teats. The left hand is going to come down onto the skin there, working away, keeping the skin tight. There we go, down a little bit more there. That's the belly wool off. Now we're going to work around in between the back legs of the sheep, but we've crutched this one out so there's nothing to do, so we're onto the top of the first leg now, and the left hand is leaning down on the sheep, tightening up the skin as we go down and over to the backbone. The sheep's rolling over towards the pen, and I've just let the brisket slip through my legs there so she can come right over and I'll get right over the backbone. So we get a couple of blows right over the backbone, and that's going to help me when I get to the end of the sheep when I finish. So we'll put that wool back, and they're going to go for a major move and step right over the sheep with my left leg, and then we're going to start at the top of the brisket and come up on the the right hand side of the neck, break the wool out. The second blow goes down the face of the sheep towards the base of the ear. And then we're going to come up the left hand side of the neck now, so we've got the nose of the sheep pointing up, so we can come up the side of the neck, working our way down, coming up from the knee of the sheep up to around the back of the head. And now we're going to put some short little blows in around the shoulder of the sheep. I'm turning the sheep now with my right foot, just turning the sheep round, there she goes, and then we're going to lay her down for the long blows. Now this starts off with 3 short blows along the side of the sheep, and then as we get onto the 4th blow we move up to the top of the head. We're going to step over with my right leg. That means we can then let the sheep roll over a little bit, come all the way along from the tail end of the sheep all the way up to the head, and these are the long blows, long movements all the way up the side of the sheep, and we're going to get two combs widths right over the side of the sheep. Then we're going to come around with the right leg up to the shoulder, getting a handhold in underneath the chin of the sheep, popping that between the legs, and then going horizontally around the shoulder and down the right leg. The left hand's working away on the skin of the sheep, just keeping it tight, so we've got the skin nice and tight, giving ourselves a flat surface to work on. Horizontally around, and now we're going to change direction once we get underneath that second shoulder, straight down the sides of the sheep, aiming towards the bald patch down the side of the belly there, and then down and around the leg of the sheep. Straight down the sides of the body of the sheep and round the leg. Down and around, and 2 or 3 more moves with the handpiece, and we're there. Turn the machine off, put that down. Now we're going to pop the sheep out of the way and then we'll roll up the fleece. So you can have a look at the sheep there, neatly sheared off on that side, and then we're going to pop it back into the pen. Normally we would just let them run and they'd run back out to the field, but we're popping it back in the pen today just so we can have a look at it a little later on.